Have you been blocked from selling on Facebook? Stick around, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. Hey everybody, Brian McCumber here with Tech Money Talks. I'm the host of the #1 dropshipping podcast on the planet. And today we're here to talk about if you were ever blocked from selling on Facebook, what are the steps you need to do next? Now, the information I'm going to share with you is for educational purposes only, so use it at your own discretion. As we dive into today's video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit notifications because it really helps out the show. So like I said, if you've ever been blocked from selling on Facebook, here are the steps that you need to do next. You can get back to selling on Facebook in these 3 easy steps. I call it going virtual. So step number 1 is to create a virtual network. Step number 2 is to create a virtual PC. Step number 3 is that you're going to create your virtual account for selling. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in 3 easy steps. So come with me as I go to the computer here, and we're going to go over all the golden nuggets. And this is the 3 steps that I've been talking about here. So this is all about going virtual, okay? So step number 1 is to create a virtual private network. They call it a VPN for short. And we're going to dive all into it here, but I just want to explain the 3 steps. Then step number 2 is to create a virtual PC. So step number 2 is a virtual PC. And then step number 3 is creating a virtual account. So this is a big picture layout, and we're going to go through it step by step in detail here. So let me pull up my screen. First, let me explain, how does a VPN work? What does that mean? It's a virtual private network. It basically means your connection to the internet. And as you're connecting to the internet, most people don't really realize is that you're being spied upon. You're being spied upon by big corporations, big tech, hackers, governments, China, Russia, all these things that are spying on your data, your habits, your activity. They know your computer, they know your address, they know your IP address and location, all that stuff as you're just openly connected to the internet, going through Facebook, going to social media, Facebook and Netflix and, you know, all these different things, right? So with the VPN, it protects you from that. So that's the whole point of using a VPN. So now a VPN service that I'd recommend, and I'm not an affiliate or whatever, I'm just kind of recommend. Actually, there's a bunch that's out there, but one of the things that I caught was that this one here, which is pretty reputable, also has a Black Friday special. So you can do this for like $5 a month. If you look hard enough, you can find some that are for free. But the whole point is that to find something that'll give you protection over the internet. And we're actually going to show how this actually works. So we're going to be showing this. So step number 1 is get that virtual connection, because starting out, you and your PC, you're public. You got a public PC, you got a public address and a public location. And now step number 1 is that you're going to apply that VPN, and you can use TorGuard, and that'll give you a private address and private location. So now your location can be wherever you specify you want it to be. You could be in any country around the world, and you can specify the address that you're operating from there. Now, the second step is to create a virtual PC. So now that you have a virtual network, create a virtual PC. And let's dive into that. Virtual PC, you can actually make an easy virtual desktop, meaning that an actual virtual computer, and you can create that on the internet, on the cloud, and you can do that through Amazon Workspaces. So Amazon Workspaces just made it totally easy for people to use. It's pay as you go, it's low cost, and it gives you any kind of operating system that you want to work with, and you can you create a virtual PC. People use it for a lot of purposes, technical purposes, working around the world, proving that things work from different countries and so on. And you could do it for your business as well. So now if we look here, a way to get started with Amazon Workspaces is to do 3 steps here, which is 1, you sign up for an AWS account. 2, you launch their quick setup. And then 3 is that you customize your workspace, which is basically, you know, choose what computer you want to work with here. Now, also, let me show the pricing here. This is what's actually pretty cool. I mean, it is dirt cheap that you can do this here. So if you look over here, it's pay as you use. So here they're describing the hourly pricing, and you can choose hourly pricing. Look at that, 22 cents an hour. So you can have a computer, a virtual computer, and for the time that you use it. It means the time that you actively use the virtual PC is 22 cents per hour, which is pretty amazing. And if you choose to keep it on for the entire month, then you can see the pricing where it starts at $7 and goes up to like $19. To have a computer that's just for the whole month, and you could choose a location where you want it to be. So here's an example of the dashboard, and what you basically do is that you click Launch Workspaces, and I'll click Launch Workspace here, and I'm going to click either create a new directory you'll start out with, and then you'll go through here and you'll say identify user. So you create your username, email address, and then you click next step. As you go through this is going to be the setup process, and you just kind of follow the steps and you'll get an email confirmation on how you can log in. So like I said, that's step 2 of the process, which is creating a virtual PC. 1, it's dirt cheap because you pay by the hour, and 2, it's a quick setup. Like you'll be able to set it up within like about 20-30 minutes. You'll see that it's actually pretty quick and easy, which is awesome. So now look at from the beginning to step 1 to step 2. So from the beginning, right now, as you're browsing and you're doing things, public PC, public address, public location, you know, everyone's able to spy on your activity and your data and things like that. So you privatize your address and location with the VPN, and you can use TourGuard for that. It's a quick sign up, but there's many VPNs that you can use. I just, pointing this one out, the one that I use. So then step number 2 is the virtual PC, which is you can use Amazon Workspaces because it's quick and easy to use and set up. What that does is that it privatizes your PC at this point. So whatever you do through this virtual PC, and then here's the other tip I almost forgot to mention. The other tip is that use the virtual network, the same virtual private network on your virtual PC. And I'm going to show you how this works on the actual virtual PC. So you'll see how it works. But I'm saying use that because you already have the account. You can use that on your virtual PC. So now you got like almost 3 layers. So from your PC, from your original computer, you got a private network and you connect to your virtual PC. And then that virtual PC has its own private network as you then go to the 3rd step, which is Facebook. So do you see how that works? At that point, you have a private PC, you have a private address, and a private location. And this is how it makes sense, folks, because if from your account, from your PC, that's, say if you're trying to create a new account, or for some reason your account was shut down and you try to create a new one from your public PC and your public location, but Facebook knows who you are, where you connected from, and you try to, you have an account that say you got shut down for whatever reason, and now you're trying to try to create a new account. Facebook can see, hey, you're trying to create a new account from the same IP, from the same computer, from the same address. No, I'm not going to activate your new account from this same computer. Facebook picks up on that and they know how to do that. So they tell you no. So you've probably already experienced this, or you heard people experience this, that, man, they got shut down or whatever, for whatever reason. They're trying to create a new account, but they're using the same public PC, the same public address and location. And Facebook knows who you are, and they say no time after time after time because you're not creating a distinct computer and location to create an account from. So this is how you go through these steps, which is like once you privatize, now Facebook will treat your PC connection as if you are a new person to create a new account. Does that make sense to you? So now Facebook can't see, history that, okay, you were on this, previous, computer, create a new account, and you can do it from this, basically a new PC, a new address, a new location. So a lot of great things here. So then what you do, step 3, is that you're going to create a new, I call it a virtual account, because what you can do here is that you go to the next step here. Go to Fiverr. So it's Fiverr.com, and you basically do a search. You can see the search in here. I'd said Facebook account, just 2 words, Facebook account. And now you see things like this, which is like, I'll create a Facebook business ad account. I'll create a Facebook verified business ads account. You know, all these people offering these services for you. So you want to do that, and you can create it in the location that you choose to. Most people want to have it available to sell in the United States, right? So you can do that. Here's an example of the services. So I clicked into one of them, and I say, I'll create an account. You have 233 5-star reviews for creating an account. They already have 3 in the works right now. And so people love it. This person's in Italy, and he's able to have an account. And here they even explain, it's a common scenario, right? The main problem for a digital marketer, if you've been disabled or banned Facebook ads account, here's the fix. He'll create a Facebook account, solve the problem, and he says, here's information that I need from you, your number, things like that, and here's what he'll give you, the new account, and so on. So you can have this service, and in this case, it's for the cost of $50 to do it, but for you to now get into business so that you can start operating, it's a very great deal for sure, especially if, you know, for some reason you were disbanded or shut down for no good reason and you want to create a new account and follow their policies. This is the way to go. And that word leads to step 3. So that's how you create that virtual account. But you want to create that account and then only access account through this setup, through the virtual PC, through that virtual network. Now, let me show an example of how this works. So I'm going to click on workspaces here. This is the actual, you can see, I'm going to drag this around on my screen. This is the actual workspace that I'm talking about. Amazon Workspace, the actual computer. So if I click this, it's a Windows 10 computer on this system here. And here's what I'm going to do first before I do anything. There's a website on the tour guide, actually. It says, what's my IP address? So I already did a refresh here, and it says, and actually this virtual machine computer is based in Ireland. So it said, I'm in Ireland. It's unprotected. See how it's public facing? It's unprotected. It's in Ireland. It knows that it's coming from Amazon because I created the virtual machine from Amazon. It's a Windows 10 computer. I'm using a Firefox browser. My screen resolution is this. You can see all the information that, you know, and this is just a summary of information that they're showing here. But like I said, when you're connecting to the internet for all these services, public. They know your computer, they know your address, they know a lot of things about you that you don't realize. So now, what I did here, like I said, I put this tour guide on this computer, and then I'm gonna click connect. So I'm clicking connect right now. It's gonna go through. Sometimes it takes a little while to make a connection. In this case, it made the connection, boom, connection established, and it now gave a remote IP address. So now if I go back to this browser and I click refresh from that virtual computer, look at the difference now. So it says your IP address has changed. Now it's protected IP address. I'm still in Ireland because I left the location as Ireland, and now it doesn't know that I'm coming from Amazon. That's a great thing, right? It doesn't know that, okay, you're a virtual computer from Amazon. I'm still using Windows 10. Your computer information still sends because you're connecting from a computer. But now it's this virtual computer. It's not your personal computer and the browser and things like that. So it knows this information. So you can see how that works. Now, say if you're trying to say, I mean, the question comes up a lot if you're in different countries, you know, say, and you're trying to do business in the United States. So let me disconnect this here. This is what you do from this point. One, you could create a workspace that's based in the country. So in Amazon Workspaces, you can create the virtual PC that's based in the country. But the easier step as well is that you can select a server that's based in the country you want to be in. So you can choose, you know, Greece, Hungary, India, Mexico, all these different countries. But here, let's choose Chicago, United States, you know, so that's where where I am, and we'll just say here, but this virtual PC is actually running from Ireland. So now I click connect, and let's let us go through its thing. Sometimes it takes a little while to connect, and let's see how it goes. Boom, connected. So now I got a connection. It's a connection in the United States with a new IP address. And if we go here, and I'm gonna click refresh on what's my IP, what's my information here. Boom, here we go. Look at the Chicago map. This now says this computer, this connection, this everything is using a protected IP address. It's based in the United States, in Chicago. It knows right there. You can see the map, longitude, latitude. It has its own ISP provider that's in that area. America, Chicago, from a Windows 10 computer, and then the browser and so on, right? So this created this setup, and you can see how easy it is for now you to operate. So now imagine that, okay, you were on the browser, you set up this new account, right? You set up this new account, and now you're operating from the virtual computer with the VPN connection. That's how it works, folks. That's what the pros aren't, publicly talking about. One, because it's too complicated to explain, and then two, because they're just keeping it secret for themselves. So I just kind of laid down the golden nuggets here, simplified it so that you can follow in 3 easy steps from your computer. You want to do this, one, for your own protection, basically. So have a VPN, for your own protection. So step number 1, you need it no matter what. Step number 2 gives you that ability to now create, new business workstations. So you can choose what country you're operating from and you can do business, right? And then 3, also wrap that with the VPN as well, so it protects also your virtual computer as well. And that gives you the chance to now create a new virtual account, and you can operate business with that virtual account. And then follow the guidelines and policies and things like that, because it does nobody any good, to keep getting your account canceled and things like that. So like I said, this is all for, technical education purposes, but really awesome stuff. I'm excited about it. I hope this really helped you out. All right, wasn't that amazing? I tell you, this is exactly how you do it. I call it going virtual, and you want to do it for multiple reasons, right? 1, for privacy, to protect yourself and what you're doing. 2 is that you can actually set up account, and it's a business setup. This kind of stuff has been used for decades in technology, and now you have it at your fingertips as well. So I laid out everything for you, but there's a lot of details to go through the setup here. So here's what I did for you as well. I created a free blueprint. It's a cheat sheet that goes into the step-by-step things that you need to do to get this kind of setup working for you. So just go to virtual.dropposting.com. It's virtual.dropposting.com. You can go there and instant download to the free blueprint on how to do this step by step. It's a way you could just do it yourself, and it's my gift to you to show you how to do this. So I hope today's video was valuable information. If it was, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and hit notifications, because it tells me to do more videos like this if it's helpful for you, and it really helps out the show. So I appreciate your time here today and sticking around, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Now, as I reflect on this, is this a black hat technique or is this a gray hat technique? Is it black? Or is it a gray hat technique? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I think it's great.